We are back live inside the Bill Harris Arena, continuing with quarterfinal play here on HBCU Game Day in our continuing coverage of the SIAC Tournament. It's the Lady Marauders of Central State meeting the Lady Tigers of Benedict Tigers in quarterfinal action. Lady Tigers of Benedict got here with a win in the first round over Tuskegee. The Lady Marauders ranked first in the West. This is their first bout of playoff basketball, as they finished first in the West and getting set for playoff action. Starting lineups being introduced here inside the Bill Harris Arena. Take a look at the Marauders of Central State. They'll go with Brielle Johnson, the freshman from Waukena, Illinois. She'll go at one of the guard positions. It'll be Mustafa Nader going at the swing position. She's a junior from Evansville, Indiana. Sierra Harley, an SIAC All-Conference player, she'll go at the guard position, the senior from Columbus, Ohio. And Siobhan Banks, she will go at one of the other swing positions. Banks at 5'10", a senior from Chicago, Illinois. And Fallon Edwards, the junior from Aurora, Illinois, she will be the fifth player in that Lady Marauders lineup. They are 21-5, 15-3, and finished first in the West of the SIAC. Now the Lady Tigers of Benedict College, they'll shape it up this way. They won their first round win over the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Chevelle Luke, the junior from St. Thomas, she'll go. Essence Stinnett, the junior from Randallstown, Maryland, goes. Aya Bay, the freshman from Blackwood, New Jersey, starts. Mykesha Moore, the senior from Los Angeles. And rounding out the five for the the Lady Tigers of Benedict College, it would be Andresha Smith, the junior from Lilbert, Georgia. Those are the starters, coaches for the respective teams. James Rice for the Lady Tigers of Benedict College, and for the Lady Marauders, Latanya McDowell. Officials for this afternoon's quarterfinal basketball game: Thurman Leggs, Sharika Brown, and Stanley Wormley with the play call. Glad you could join us for our continuing coverage of the SIAC Tournament on HBCU Game Day. It'll be Banks jumping for the Lady Marauders, and jumping for the Lady Tigers, it was Luke, and the basketball over to the Lady Marauders, and they are the Lady Tigers of Benedict, and they get the first basket of the ball game. So back the other way now, Central State, they answer quickly inside the paint. Out front now for Benedict College with the basketball, that's Essence Stinnett, the junior at 5'10". Now over to Mykesha Moore. 16 to shoot here for the Lady Tigers. Luke on the move, right side to the rack, left it on the cylinder. First quarter action in the women's quarterfinal ball game. One more ball game coming your way today in the four quarterfinal balls games being played here at the SIAC Tournament. Ladies of Clark Atlanta University won the first ball game of the day with a win over the Lady Bears of Miles College, 60-54. They punched their ticket to the semifinals. And on the men's side, it was the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College with a win over Fort Valley, 82-75. They punched their ticket for a Friday appearance in the semifinals. And two ball games left to find out the other two teams that'll meet in the semifinals. Also have some decisions made on Thursday in the next quarterfinal round here from the Bill Harris Arena. That'll be tomorrow. We'll have all that coverage for you. Lady Tigers on their end of the floor. They give it up on the turnover back to the Lady Marauders. They'll work it out front with the jumper there. That's Harley. Had a good look. And the all-conference player Harley knocks it down. So Harley with her first points of the ball game. It's a three-pointer. Out front now for the Lady Tigers. That's Stinnett with the basketball. Lady Tigers survived a 39 turnover performance in the first round to advance here. Down low with the basketball, shots off by Stinnett. And here come the Lady Marauders of Central State. Benedict 9-16 in the regular season and 9-8 overall. Back the other way, down low, shot's gonna be off the mark by Banks, but a whistle. And looks like it'll be foul called. It will be called. It'll be Banks shooting. They call the foul on Andresha Smith, the junior for the Lady Tigers. So Smith with her first. And at the line now for the Lady Marauders, it'll be Banks shooting the free throws. Banks got the first for Central State. She has one more coming. On the season, Banks at 54% from the free throw line. He goes 1 of 2 there that trip. So Central State with a 6-2 lead. Lady Tigers of Benedict with the basketball. Hard push down on the inside and taken away by Central State. Good steal down low by Brooke Spalding for the Lady Marauders. Now right corner they go with the basketball to Nada. Mustafa Nada, the junior from Evansville. Now Spalding on the move with the floater right side. Nicely done by her with the right hand on the left side of the paint. 8-2 lead for the Lady Marauders of Central State after the basket there by Spalding. In the front court, Stinnett hassled there by Harley. It'll stay with Benedict on their end of the floor. Substitutions for the Lady Marauders and for the Lady Tigers. For Central State, Chervelle Cox comes into the basketball game. And for the Lady Tigers of Benedict, Bree Jones out on the floor, as is Cameron Bostock. Bostock, the freshman, Jones, the junior. Benedict inbounds the basketball. Jones has it out front. She'll work it right side. Now down low and threw the basketball away. So the turnover gives it back to the Lady Marauders. Harley, hard step in the corner now. Whistle on the play, and they'll get Nodder for the travel violation. So Central State with an 8-2 lead early on. And a fresh supply of butterscotch candy from Sports Information Director at Fort Valley, Willie the King Patterson. A group effort here at the SIAC, particularly amongst the Sports Information Directors.
We missed you too, Charles.
Thank you. Glad to be back. Left side behind the arc now. That's Ayana Bay, and a whistle down low. They call the foul on Bay. So Bay picks up her first, and the basketball goes back over to the Lady Marauders of Central State. Harley with the basketball across the timeline. Out front now with the pass to Nodder. They go left side of the flank to Cox. On the move with 13 seconds left to the rack, and she got the lay-in. Trying to draw the foul on the inside that time was Shanacia White, but the officials didn't buy that. The basket, and extend the lead now for the Lady Marauders to 10-2. Jones, hard push to the rack right side for the Lady Tigers, but she missed on the shot. Basketball's tapped around and back into the hands of the Marauders. Lady Tigers had a chance for a backcourt steal there, not able to come away with the basketball. Right side, this is Fallon Edwards. Edwards cross dribble to the rack inside, lost the basketball. So the Marauders commit their second turnover in this basketball game, and the basketball back over to the Lady Tigers of Benedict. Lady Tigers of Benedict, the defending SIAC women's champs. Right now ranked 4th in the East coming into the tournament. Winners of their first round ball game. They meet the number 1 team in the West, the Lady Marauders of Central State. Ranked that way because Spring Hill actually finished first on the West, but because Spring Hill is not eligible for postseason play just yet in the SIAC, the nod goes to the second place team, which was the Marauders of Central State. Same holds true for the men. We'll see them in the men's contest after this. Back the other way now. Lady Tigers trying to work it inside. The shot by Bay is off the mark, but we got whistles on the inside. Bay at the line now for the Lady Tigers to shoot. 5:25 remains in this first period of play. Bay with the first free throw, and that one's off the mark. So Bay, in the first round, had a big ball game for the Lady Tigers in that win over the Golden Tigerettes of Tuskegee. A double-double for her, 27 points and 10 rebounds, along with 1 assist, 1 block, and 1 steal. On the second, Bay got that one to fall. Cervelle Luke back out on the floor now. She'll replace Bay in the Lady Tiger lineup. Lady Marauders with a 10-3 lead. With 5:25 left in the first period of play. Destiny Russell, the senior for the Marauders, on the floor. Now she'll handle the basketball right side. Underneath, nice give there on the go to Spalding. She can't convert on the shot. Luke and Spalding tie it up. Possession arrow after the call for the jump ball belongs to the Lady Marauders. So Central State will inbound the basketball just right of their cylinder, or to the left, that is, and it'll be Russell to inbound it. They throw it in traffic and they throw the basketball away. But it's lost again by the Lady Tigers, and it'll go right back over to Central State. So Benedict had it momentarily, but unable to keep it. On the floor, the Lady Marauders work it to Cox. At the block, she left that shot short. And here comes Jabri Jones now. Jones. They throw the basketball out of bounds. Inside the paint, it was White trying to get it to the wing, and she threw it out of bounds for the turnover. So back the other way now with 4:55 left first half. First quarter of play, 10-3 lead for the Lady Marauders over the Lady Tigers. Back after this break on HBCU Game Day. Here from Birmingham, Alabama, the women's action, the Lady Marauders of Central State and the Lady Tigers of Benedict College. Right now, Central State with a 10-3 lead. First quarter of play. Harley works it right side for the Lady Marauders out front. Lost her dribble. Across the floor she goes now to Russell. 16 to shoot for Central State. Whistles and a travel violation there by Russell. So turnover number 3 by Central State gives the basketball back over to Benedict College. Back-to-back quarterfinal action involving the Benedict College basketball program. Men's quarterfinal action to come as on a straight drive, Cheverl Luke, the junior, got the lay-in for the Lady Tigers. Men's action with Central State and Benedict. Both sides, Central State and Benedict, double-doubles here in quarterfinal play. Men to come. Basket at the left wing by the Lady Marauders, and they lead it now 13-5 after the shot in the corner. So out front now, Lady Tigers with the basketball. We approach 4 minutes left in this first quarter. Luke deep down in the corner, 10 to shoot for Benedict. The entry pass is batted away and taken away by the Lady Marauders, and a foul. Foul's going to go against Ayanna Armstead, the freshman from Coral Springs, Florida, for the Lady Tigers. That's her first, as Spalding comes back out on the floor. And reporting back as well, Destiny already in there, so Destiny Russell still out on the floor. Lady Marauders throw the basketball away down on the inside. So we go back-to-back turnovers, and the basketball back over to the Lady Tigers of Benedict. Jones slides left side. Now top of the key. Over to Armstead. Shot clock working its way down to 12 now as Jones pushes left side. with the basketball there is Andresha Smith. Jones on the move, just tossed it up to the cylinder and somehow got that basketball to find the net. So Jones with the basket. That's our first two of the ball game. Lady Marauders now half court set for them. Harley back out front with the basketball. Right side, Russell, bounce pass in traffic, and they throw it away. So turnover number 5 for the Lady Marauders. We go back the other way, and another turnover, this one by the Lady Tigers of Benedict. So this is a first quarter of turnovers, 7 there for the Lady Tigers. 2:52 remains on the floor now. Stinnett back out up there for the Lady Tigers. Coach James Rice will substitute very freely throughout the basketball game. As Stinnett comes back out, she replaces Armstead in the Benedict lineup. Spalding with the basketball for Central State. Right side now, Harley surveys. Picked up out front there by Stinnett. Now right side with the basketball is Notter. 8 to shoot now. Russell circles the paint. Back over to Spalding, foul line extended, hit the front of the iron. Rebound fought for, cleared by Jabri Jones for the Lady Tigers. Quickly to the right block for Stinnett. Whistles as she penetrates right side. I think that's going to go against Sierra Harley. No, it won't. It'll go against Siobhan Banks. So Banks picks up that foul, and that's her second personal. At the line for the Lady Tigers now, Essence Stinnett, the junior from Randallstown, Maryland, transferred into Benedict College from Harford Community College. And she missed on the first of 2. Out on the floor now for the Lady Marauders is Chevelle Cox. She'll replace Banks in the lineup. Banks with that second personal, she takes the seat. Keisha Moore coming out now for the Lady Tigers. She'll replace Chevelle Luke in their lineup. So Stinnett there at the line shooting here. She got them both from the line. It's a 13-7 lead for Central State after the 2 points for Stinnett for the Lady Tigers. Back the other way to the rack, right side, nicely done. Russell with that basket. Russell at 5.6 points per ball game in the regular season. Benedict half court set now. We're at 1:54 left in the third. On the move now, Stinnett pushes across the floor with the pass to Makisha Moore. Stops and drops the jumper left flank, but missed on the shot. Moore takes a turn inside underneath. Nicely done by Jabri Moore, but the basketball and the cylinder don't meet or agree. It came out of there. Spalding back the other way with the jumper. Her shot's off the mark. Just inside 1:30. Lady Tigers across the floor now. That's Moore for 3. She can't find the range. Rebound cleared on the inside there by Chevelle Cox for the Lady Marauders, and she will give it over to Harley, who handles out front. 63 seconds left first quarter. Whistles on the play. We've got a travel violation there on Destiny Russell. So at 60 seconds remaining, it's a 15-8 lead for the Lady Marauders over the Lady Tigers of Benedict. Benedict with the basketball. Jabri Jones handling it out front. She had 11 points in the first round win over Tuskegee. Stinnett out front. Now foul line extended with the jumper. It's Bay, and she rattled it good there for the Lady Tigers. Bay with that basket. She's got 3 points in this first half of play. 35 seconds left now. On the floor goes Jada Davis, the junior for the Lady Marauders. She'll work it across the floor. That Harley popping out for the basketball. Left side with the shot now. That's off the mark by Fallon Edwards, but a backside tip. Fallon Edwards, actually, that basketball hit the cylinder, popped up and fell good for her. So Edwards with 2. We're down to 12 seconds left. 17-point lead for the Lady Marauders. They got a chance to add to it here before the break after the steal. There's Harley to the rack and done just like an all SIAC conference player would do. Worked the glass and got that basket right before the buzzer. So we go into second period play after the timeout with a 19-10 lead. Lady Marauders leading the Lady Tigers back after the break. Back live with HBCU game day coverage of the SIAC basketball tournament. We're in quarterfinal play here. 2 ball games already played on quarterfinal day. This and one more to come. And we'll do the same thing back here tomorrow from the Bill Harris Arena. Glad you could join us for our coverage. Charles Ward here with the play-by-play coverage, joined by Tali Carr and Toby Durham handling our production the entire week here at the SIAC tournament. Whistles down low as the Lady Tigers got a break inside. Smith went to the rack, missed on the shot, but she will be shooting here. Smith on the regular season, just 44% from the free throw line and missed on the first here. In this basketball game, the Lady Tigers of Benedict College, 2 of 5 from the charity stripe. And Smith, the junior from Melbourne, Georgia, 2nd of 2 here. Shot that one hard. Rebound cleared on the inside there by Chevelle Cox. Up the floor now, left side to Jada Davis. Now the all-conference Harley handles and gives it back over now to Cox. They try to run it at the wings, and we got a foul there on the outside. Ayana Bay with that foul for the Lady Tigers. So Bay has picked up her 2nd, and it'll be side out for the Lady Marauders. Lady Tigers trying to get a player on the floor, Coach Rice. All those facial animations by him. Disappointed that the player was standing there at the scorer's table and the official standing right next to him, and they still didn't let her in. Drops the head casually there. The anticipated pass across the floor. Lady Tigers come away with a steal. Down on the other end now. Saving on her balance was Smith. She was able to get it back into play by White. And Shanacia White able to get that lay-in for the Lady Tigers. Make it a 19-12 lead after that basket by Benedict. On the move, left flank now, that's Edwards. And Edwards with another nice move at the baseline. And she's got her 4th point of the ball game and extends the Lady Marauder lead to 21-12. Luke out front now. Left side, that's Jones. Deep in the corner now on the move, that's Moore. Floating jumper by her, shots off the mark. Backside rebound cleared there by Evans and the Lady Marauders. Davis up front for Central State. She'll push it all the way through the rack, uncontested, and Davis got the basket. So Davis with a good job of recognizing the lane, and she got that layup. 23-12 after that basket. At the block now, that's Moore working inside the paint to the rack, left it short. Central State pushing back out the other way. Jade Davis, the junior from Milwaukee, handles and throws it right through the hands. And on a turnover there. So Notter back out on the floor now, as is Dustin Russell. Ayanna Armstead back out on the floor now for the Lady Tigers. So Jones handles out front. Armstead takes a turn at it. Luke just in front of the Central State bench with the basketball. Tried to give it back over to Moore, and they throw it away. Central State with a 3-on-1. Harley left side, got the spinner with the left hand. So Harley with that basket. She's got 7 in this first half. Jones had it taken near the foul line. Central State pushing back the other way with a 4-on-2. Leaving it behind for Harley was Spalding. Now across the floor, Russell. Right corner foul on Edwards and a whistle down low. Will stay on the Lady Marauder side of the floor. Notter was pushed down inside the paint. So non-shooting foul to be the Lady Marauders handling the basketball, though. They lead it with 7:15 remaining first half, 25-12. Andrecia Smith back out on the floor for the Lady Tigers. She'll replace Makisha Moore in their lineup. Central State looking to the inside. They'll go across the floor to Notter. Notter back out to Russell. Across the floor now, that's Harley. She's free for 3 with a good look. High arcing shot, but she missed on that one. Harley gives chase, but it'll come over to the Lady Tigers of Benedict. Jones pushes it up the floor and throws it out of bounds. So Benedict now with its 12th turnover of the ball game. They had 39 turnovers in the first round win over the Golden Tigerettes of Tuskegee. 80-69 in that ball game. 7 minutes remains first half. Central State with a 25-12 lead and the basketball. This is Harley, just named to the all-conference team at the end of the regular season on Sunday night here in Birmingham. Spalding out front, that's Russell down. Whistles on the play. Jade Davis going to be guilty of the travel violation. So that's turnover number 9 for the Lady Marauders of Central State. Coach James Rice trying to get more on the floor. He'll do that. Here live at the Bill Harris Arena, Charles Ward from HBCU Game Day's coverage of the SIAC Tournament. Toby Durham from Raleigh to my right. With 6:30 left in this first half, and a travel violation there by the Lady Tigers of Benedict. Turnover number 13 for the Lady Tigers. We sat through 39 of their turnovers in that first round. Left side. Basketball thrown away, trying to get it to Harley right side. Benedict comes away with the basketball. We're at 6:15 left first half. Out front Jones, she'll push it left side Armstead. Armstead in traffic, had it tapped away. It'll stay with the Tigers of Benedict though, as Russell touched it last for Central State. Armstead trying to inbound the basketball. It was tapped away by the Lady Marauders. Stevens departs. An inbound play there. Lady Tigers work it underneath. Armstead got a lay-in left side. Throughout the chaos, that trip down the floor, Armstead comes away with 2 points. Left corner for 3, that's Russell. That shot's off the mark, but the rebound on the inside by Davis. On the putback, she's fouled. She'll be at the free throw line. They call the foul on Chevelle Luke, the junior from St. Thomas for Benedict. That's her second. And that'll put Jade Davis, the junior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, on the line for Central State. Davis drains the first free throw, as Fallon Edwards makes it back out on the floor. And she will replace Brooke Spalding in the Central State lineup. Cameron Bostick, the freshman, back out on the floor now for Coach Rice. Davis for the second, and she missed on that one. Basketball knocked out of bounds by the Lady Marauders. It'll belong to the Lady Tigers of Benedict. About 5:47 away from the intermission in this quarterfinal basketball game. The winner advances to the semifinals. And they will meet the winner of the Albany State-Kentucky State basketball game in quarterfinal action tomorrow. Whistles down low, good defensive work there by the Lady Marauders, and a foul called against the Lady Tigers of Benedict. Foul was called on Makisha Moore for the Lady Tigers. That's her first. Out front, Dar Davis with the basketball. They're swinging it left side now to Russell. We're at 5:20 left first half. Back across the floor they go now with the pass to Russell. Now Harley fires from outside, and Harley with the range on the three-pointer. She's got an even 10 after that three-point shot. Floater on the run there by Whites off the mark. Tapped out of bounds by Central State. It'll stay with Benedict. We're at the 5-minute mark now. As Chevelle Cox comes into the lineup for the Lady Marauders. Timeout on the floor at the media timeout with 5 minutes left. It's a 29-14 lead for the Lady Marauders of Central State over the Lady Tigers of Benedict. We'll step out for a break and back with more coverage of the SIAC tournament on HBCU Game Day. We're back at Bill Harris Arena after the timeout. Basketball and a half-court set to the Lady Tigers of Benedict. Foul line extended with the jumper there. Bostic's off the mark. Back the other way now, Central State with the 29-14 lead and the basketball. Harley out front. Right side, Russell. Down in the corner, that's Davis. She's tied up down there and works it back out front. 13 to shoot here for the Lady Marauders. Davis on the move at the block. Underneath, got the shot airborne. She missed, but there on the putback backside is Chevelle Cox. And the junior from Port of Spain, Trinidad, gets the basket. So Cox, with her first two of the ball game, extends the Lady Marauder lead to 31-14. Benedict from behind the arc now. They try to work it to the inside. They got it to the foul line. Armstead left side. They'll get her for the travel violation. So that's turnover number 15 for the Lady Tigers of Benedict College. And Central State back the other way. Harley out front. She'll work it right side. Davis. Russell in the corner. Bump there, but no call. Harley pushes left side of the floor. Edwards on the move at the block. Had it taken away by good defensive work by Armstead to take it away, but Edwards ties her up, and the jump ball is going to be called. And the basketball will stay with the Lady Marauders of Central State. Brooke Spalding back out on the floor now for the Lady Marauders. She'll replace Edwards in the lineup. Spalding, a 5'6" freshman from Fairfield, Ohio. Harley out front. Davis inside the paint and back out. Right corner, Cox on the move. Underneath, shot rejected on the inside. Good defensive work there by Cameron Boxstock, the freshman from Columbia, South Carolina for the Lady Tigers. Solostic with a good block on the inside. Central State right of their cylinder, 16 for them to shoot. Inside, as the whistle goes off, Davis went up for the lay-in. She was fouled. She'll shoot here. Central State 2 of 4 from the free throw line. It'll be Davis shooting. She's 1 of 2 from the free throw line. And she misses on the first to go 1 of 3. Davis with a second. Drops that one for the Lady Marauders. So they extend their lead now to 32-14. Jabri Jones now back up top. They play catch as Jones has it right side to the rack and a whistle there. Ball going to be called on Chevelle Cox. So Cox picks up her first.
And Charles, for all of those want to know where is Tali Carr.
The world wants to know that.
The world wants to know where Tali Carr is. But no, HBCU Game Day fans, Tali Carr will be back with us momentarily. He's just taking a little breather right now.
A lot of work ahead for this crew that's been here since Sunday to start things up in terms of preparation. And full play on Monday. We had 4 ball games then, 5 on yesterday, 4 today, 4 tomorrow. And then we'll get down to maybe a little bit more reasonable after tomorrow.
So for those of you who may not believe it, Tali Carr is human.
Tali Carr is in the building. 3:11 remains in this first half of quarterfinal play. On the women's side, the Lady Tigers of Benedict College finished 4th in the East. Lady Marauders of Central State 1st in the West. Jones from the free throw line. Makes it a 32-15 ball game. Harley with a hard step right side with the floater. Good body control, but she missed on the shot. Rebound comes clear to Smith and the Lady Tigers. They push across the floor. Jones all the way underneath with the left hand. And she was fouled underneath the basket, and she will be going to the free throw line. So Jones getting up a little bit slow, but able to go to the free throw line to shoot. Jones 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Those counting for at least half of her points on the floor. She's got a total of 4. Jones to shoot, got the first. 32-16 after that free throw. As Edwards comes back out Onader comes back out on the floor for the Lady Marauders, and so does Fallon Edwards. Jones for the second of 2. She's true, she got them both. So she's got 6 points in the ball game. Central State with the basketball. Left side, Spalding just back out on the floor now. She'll look for a cutter coming up top. That will be Nodder. And now on the move is Davis. Underneath in traffic, and she threw it away. 3 gold jerseys there for Benedict. The only thing that she saw, and she threw it right to them. Jones surveys. 2-3 defense by Central State. We're at 2:25 left first half. Inside the paint, roaming is Ayanna Bay, and she missed on the shot, or had it taken away from her. Central State back the other way, and they give the turnover right back to the Lady Tigers. Foul line extended with the basketball is Moore. Now she'll give it over. Right flank, Jones, and a whistle. Jones very active on both ends of the floor, particularly handling that basketball. And she was fouled there. She'll be shooting at the line. Jones at 60% from the free throw line during the course of the year, 61-101. And she has 2 coming here. Chance to cut into that Lady Marauder lead with a free throw. She got the first. And we'll say it again, chance to cut into that Lady Marauder lead with a free throw. 2 minutes, 3 seconds left first half. Harley takes a seat. Russell replaces her in the lineup. Jones got them both from the line. So give her 6 in the ball game. Make it a 32-19 lead for Central State. Bounce pass inside the paint over to Davis. Nicely done on the entry pass from Russell. So she'll get the assist. And Davis got that lay-in. 34-19 after the basket by Central State. They lead it. Lady Tigers push it across the floor to Armstead. Now down low at the block, catching up with that play and rejecting Smith's shot. The Lady Marauder defense doing a good job that trip down the floor. Davis out front. She'll work it right side to Russell. She'll pop the three-pointer. And it's off the mark. 70 seconds left in the ball game. Our first half of play. Jump shot outside. Armstead is on the mark with her three-pointer. So Armstead with that basket makes it a 34-22 lead. 55 seconds left first half. Armstead with 5 points now in the basketball game. Up top, Fallon Edwards lost her footing. Gives it over to Spalding. Now cross dribble. Russell with the jumper. She shot an air ball. Tapped around, and it goes. We'll wait and see what they call on this. Looks like it's going to belong to the Lady Marauders of Central State. Down in that corner that time for the Lady Tigers was Essence Danette. She just kind of looked at that basketball, looking at it roll, and I think it rolled off of her foot. So Central State would have it, but only with 4 to shoot. Harley out front, she'll try to get to the rack. Floats it there, and she drew the foul. So she gets bailed out by the Lady Tigers on defense. And Harley, the all-conference guard, will go to the line to shoot here for the Lady Marauders. Central State leads it 35-22 after the first free throw there by Harley. She's got 11 points in this basketball game, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals for Central State. Second of 2 coming, got that one to fall as well. So under a minute remains first half. Central State looking to take this 14-point lead into the locker room. Benedict in a half-court set. They go down to the block. Stinnett on that shot, or correction, White on that shot, but she missed. Central State now with 13 seconds left. Behind the arc, Davis, nice step by her, but she commits to travel. So the turnover will give it back to the Lady Tigers with 10 seconds left, and they can end the half with a bucket. Keisha Moore, the senior, back out on the floor now for the Lady Tigers. Coach McDowell trying to get Russell back out on that floor for this offensive set, or the defensive set for Central State. Jones circles left side, across the floor now. Stinnett back out front for 3. That's Moore at the buzzer. Can't get it there. And that is the way we end this first half of play here at Bill Harris Arena. Quarterfinal basketball game, the Lady Tigers of Benedict and the Lady Marauders of Central State. At the break, it's the Lady Marauders with a 36-22 lead over the Lady Tigers. We'll step out and come back with more with our live coverage, HBCU Game Day of the SIAC Basketball Tournament. Stay with us.
I'm Valonda Calloway with HBCU Game Day, and performing here at the Georgia Dome for the Honda Battle of the Bands is like a Super Bowl for bands. And for Benedict College, a small school here for the very first time, it is quite the honor. This is a draining, emotional experience, isn't it?
Oh, yes it is. Yes it is. all the energy, all the preparations, but it's all worth every minute, every day we rehearse, all the rehearsal time we put in. This is what it's all about. HBCU bands will survive regardless. We want to thank the Honda Corporation and all of the other people who presented help to us to get here for the first time in the history of Benedict College.
Wow.
Yes.
So you must have such a large sense of pride to be representing your school this way for the very first time.
Yes, and that's one of the reasons we call our band the Marching Tiger Band of Distinction, with emphasis on distinction. We've been that way ever since the late Herman Jones.
are back live inside the Bill Harris Arena after the intermission. It's a 36-22 lead for the Lady Marauders of Central State over the Lady Tigers of Benedict. Second half action now into the third quarter. Lady Tigers with it on their end of the floor, and they commit their 16th turnover coming out of the intermission and back over to Central State. Out front now, that's the SIAC All-Conference player Harley with the basketball. On the weave now, Russell takes a turn. Left corner, that's Brooks Balding. Now they'll tend to shoot here for the Lady Marauders, and the Harley throws that basketball away. So the turnover goes right back to Benedict, and down at the baseline and falling down after some incidental contact.
Charles, I feel like I haven't talked to you in a month of Sundays, man.
Yeah, I feel the same.
We went our separate ways at the Morehouse game. We're just now Peaches and Herb reuniting.
Okay, so here we go, right off the block. Glad to be back, Toby.
Look at this. Where is the love?
The love has left the building.
Oh, wow. Not any love on that call. You cannot jump up and come back down with the ball in your possession.
You could, but you'll suffer the consequences.
Yeah, you will, but Benedict, the name of the game for them is Turnover City. At least it was the magic number right now at 18, on pace for another high 30 at this rate, like they saw in the opening round. But
39.
Able to hang on for the win because of Tuskegee Sport. That was
Sure,
Tuskegee.
it was.
Yeah?
It was.
Tuskegee.
Yeah, it gets a little blurry now. You know, every game adds another layer, but you're right.
How many games have we seen so far?
Ooh. This will be number
12?
12.
Wow.
Thank you, Toby. I don't think we could either of us could remember counting that high.
4 on Monday, 5 yesterday. This is the third. Yep.
Yeah, right at it.
12.
Okay. Math 101.
Reading, writing, arithmetic.
Lady Marauders now half court set and whistles away from the basketball. They call the foul on Luke for the Lady Tigers of Benedict, so Luke picks up her third. And off the break. Basketball tapped out of bounds. Luke took it away there, but she had it taken away from her in the back court.
Wow.
Luke took a hard fall there now. And we've got whistles. Luke tied up with Russell. They both went down hard to the floor like a Greco-Roman takedown.
Yeah.
And Luke slow to get up.
I think that elbow bone.
Ooh,
that,
boy.
That funny bone right in there hit the ground, man. There's nothing funny about it. But
Man, I tell you what. You talk about being inappropriately named.
Coach Rice using this opportunity to work the officials as he came out on the court to see to his player. He says as much with his facial expressions as he does with his words.
Yeah, he does. Quite animated facially. Had a chance to talk to Dennis Switzer, the sports information director at Benedict College, and he said that his wife was listening in and watching the ball game that we did with Benedict a couple days ago. And she said, boy, the game announcers were hard on Coach Rice, but right on target.
Hard but fair.
Sure.
Hey, we have to describe what we see.
No doubt about it. Down in the corner on the move now, that's Mykesha Moore. Her shot's off the mark. Basketball tapped around. And we go back the other way. Lady Marauders with it.
But every coach has all types of level of angst. I just love a coach who puts a little effort and creativity in the expression of it.
Yeah, you sometimes you can use that to motivate your team. Right side on the push there, that's Spalding. Raising with a jumper. Spinner is in there and came out of the cylinder, but Fallon Edwards runs it down. Entry pass inside to Spalding. Left flank now to Bay. A correction on that, that's Banks with the basketball. And the Lady Marauders come away with the basket. So Harley with that basket. And back the other way, Lady Tigers can't convert, but there's a whistle on the inside. Harley now with 14 points in the ball game.
Tell you what, nearly a year to the date, I was in this arena, and these same two teams, personnel a little different, faced off for the SIAC championship.
7:32 remains, third period, 40-22. Lady Marauders lead it.
I tell you what, we'll be quiet. Maybe we can see this cheerleading performance that's about to happen. Because when Juvenile comes on, it is quite the performance. We like to give you a little culture here. Might not have the proper camera angle. We can get you a little bit right there. Maybe Toby can make the scoreboard slide off the screen for a second there. I'll be quiet. You listen and enjoy. All right, Toby, let's check out Benedict, see what they're doing down there. Now that's what you call a TV timeout, HBCU style right there.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Tell the talking heads to shut up. Show me what the cheerleaders are doing. And get a better camera angle next time while you're at it.
That angle's not bad. We're live at HBCU game day inside the Bill Harris Arena. That's what you're missing if you're at home watching or on your device floating around.
Yeah, the subtle competition within the competition.
Almost set to resume action now. Just in front of the Benedict bench. And real sure what's going on over there, but the PA announcer is off the court over there near the Benedict sideline. The official there is using a towel to wipe something up.
I have never seen the PA announcer get into the fray.
They're going to delay a game warning there. Central State going to go the baseball pass down the floor and to the rack. Shot's going to be off there by Banks. And Jones tries to run down the basketball for the Lady Tigers. Can't do so. And that'll push the turnover total to 20 now for the Lady Tigers. Luke back out on the floor now for Benedict. 7:22 left, third quarter. Quarterfinal action here from the SIAC basketball tournament. One more quarterfinal after this on the men's side. It'll be the Marauders of Central State and the same Tigers from Benedict. This time the men's version of both teams. And then tomorrow, more quarterfinal action here.
Well, we have one spot there in the semifinals reserved. I'm sure as you'll be around one more day, Charles.
Well, would have been either way, but
even if you disown us, you can't leave because the Morehouse is sticking around till Friday.
They push into the semifinals, and on the women's side, the Lady Panthers of Clark Atlanta punched their ticket earlier today.
Yeah. Hey, they put in the work during the season to get those #1 seeds. Makes it a little easier tournament time, and hey, don't begrudge them if their path is a little bit easier because they earned it.
Earned that ticket, that's right. So at the line for the Lady Tigers now, it'll be Luke shooting, the junior from St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. Benedict, 7 of 12 from the free throw line. And she connects on the first free throw.
Coming up on the second free throw here as 6:53 to go, a 40-23 ball game.
Coach Rice steadily working the officials on the far side of the floor.
He's working it. He's worked the scorer's table, the PA announcer. I saw Jill go over there. I wonder if Jill got work too.
We stay on the Marauder end of the floor with the whistle. They'll call that foul on Luke.
Win or lose.
Correction, it was Edwards for Central State with that foul.
Oh.
So Benedict in the half-court set and a whistle on the entry pass. And Edwards going to be hit with back-to-back fouls there with the wraparound of Andresha Smith.
I think she's going to get a beeline back to the bench here after that.
That'll get you going. Smith departs the ball game. Jones back out. Right corner. Luke for three. Got a good look and knocks it down for the Lady Tigers. They need a spark wherever they can get it. Maybe that shot by Luke will help them there now. We're trailing at 40-26. So Luke in the basketball game now with that triple. Marauders with it, half-court set. Harley looks to the inside, and they throw the basketball away. Lady Tigers, after the three-point shot, back on the offensive end of the floor. Jones back to Harley. She'll fire another three-pointer, and this one's going to be short of the mark. Rebound by Brooke Spalding, the freshman. And she'll come across the timeline. Hard push by her right side. Now to Harley. Harley inside the paint, leans back and banks it. Nicely done by the all-conference player there with the shot across the paint.
Central State getting a #1 seed yet another year in a row, and you see why. Is that offensive efficiency the last couple of possessions.
Harley with 16 in the ball game now after the nice shot inside the paint. We're down to 5:40 left, third period. 42-26, Central State with that lead. Luke, bounce pass, right side, Jones. Jones underneath to the rack. Clumsy look of that, but she got it to fall.
A lot of her shots are unorthodox in appearance, but pretty efficient in results.
Got that basket. Back the other way, floater there by Spalding. Nothing unattractive about that shot inside the paint with the one-hand float job.
Hey, there's, double. Oh, wow. Wow. I was going to say, they don't call that.
We go to 5:07 left.
Even she was like you are going to call this, right?
I won't contest it. And look at Coach Rice just going at it with the officials now.
What can he be arguing about on that? Blind Melagella saw that was a double dribble travel. I want my daddy's records.
Edwards inside the paint. Back out on the floor after committing the back-to-back fouls for the Lady Marauders. They call that foul on Bay for the Lady Tigers. Timeout on the floor, 4:56 remains in the third period. Central State with the 44-28 lead. And we slot out for a timeout here as we continue our coverage of the SIAC basketball tournament live on HBCU Game Day.
Quincy January, senior from St. Augustine's University, power forward, sport management major from Mobile, Georgia.
Christian Kirchman, I'm point guard here at Smith, and I'm from Roanoke, Virginia.
Robert Davis, shooting guard here at Johnson C. Smith University. I'm from West Friendship, Maryland.
I'm Neil Bellfield. I was born and raised in Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. And I'm here shooting guard, senior at Livingstone.
We real competitive, man.
Yeah. Competing with each other, yeah.
One-on-one shooting games.
You can't beat me in nothing.
Yeah. Don't let them fool you out here, man.
The one thing that I'm for sure going to say is that we want to see that win a championship. That's my main focus. So that's the one thing that I can always carry over with me because they can't take that away from me.
Everything you try to hide behind during the season, it comes out at the tournament. So if you're a dog, you can be a dog. If you pretend to be a dog, you can show up the biggest cat in that arena. So I'm ready to see what them dogs are.
Back live inside the Bill Harris Arena after the timeout. 4:56 remains. And the Lady Marauders lead at 44-28. They have it in a half-court set. Spalding gives over to Harley. Harley out front, guarded by Stinnett. Floater right side, and Harley just makes that look so easy.
Yep, she was looking for the pick and roll there. It wasn't open, so she kept it for herself and got the bucket.
Jones trying to go right flank. That basketball almost stolen by the Lady Marauders, but it will stay with the Lady Tigers of Benedict. Jones pushes a three and shot the air ball. Behind the NBA three-point mark there.
I saw some, I forgot which team it was, but there was a ladies team warming up this morning, and guess where they were shooting their three-pointers?
Sure.
Look, it's too enticing. You want to see if you can make it.
In the ball game previous to this in the quarterfinals for the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College, Keyshawn Jacobs, those threes that he hit, all of his behind that NBA line, maybe except for one of them.
Boy, he hit some big ones in that game. Jordan Wallace as well did a great job filling in for the foul-plagued Player of the Year, Tyrius Walker.
Left side now, Lady Marauders have it now at the block. Edwards leans in, spinner to the rack, shot fell off, but Edwards, the junior, will go to the line shooting here for the Lady Marauders.
She had a couple of quick fouls a couple of minutes ago, now looking to get back in the game and make up for it on the offensive end. Nearly had the and one possibility right there.
Edwards with 8 points in the ball game, her first trip to the free throw line. Front of the iron on the first, as Ayanna Armstead, the freshman, comes back out on the floor for Coach Rice. Luke takes a seat.
I noticed more and more players wearing the low cut, maybe three-quarter style basketball shoe.
Well, you know, everything goes in waves as it relates to fashion, but most of the players with the higher top shoes normally doing it because they need ankle protection.
Another way to say I'm old and behind the times, huh?
No, not really, because I'm with you on that. I don't think I've ever owned a high top shoe in my life.
These are not your father's Air Force Ones out there.
Neither are his Chuck Taylors. They go at the block right side. That's Smith. Nice. And the basketball is tapped out of bounds. It'll stay with Benedict.
Yeah, nice recovery. Got the block from behind. She lost the defender, but made up for it with the block.
3:34 remains, third period now. Rice trying to get Sinecia White on the floor. She'll replace the net in the lineup. Armstead to inbound the basketball. Backpedaling outside is White and whistles away from the basketball.
– 19-point deficit here. Benedict needs a little magic stirred up in the pot to get rejuvenated here in the third period.
Moore on the floor for the Lady Tigers. Trying to get it into her. They do finally near the three-point line. Basketball knocked around and out of bounds. Boy.
Tried to swing that ball through and slipped right out of hands. Yeah.
Take the turnover total up to 22 now for the Lady Tigers of Benedict. Smith or Moore departs the ball game. Smith back out. That was a quick interchange of personnel. 3:20 remains third quarter. Central State, top of the key. Harley works it right side, Spalding. Spalding slides top of the key. Now Edwards, hard push by her to the rack, no whistle. And the basketball over to the Lady Tigers. Armstead got that rebound. Up to Jones, she'll push it right side. On the move, floater inside the paint there by Bay.
Soft touch, just a little one-hand push and the scoop, and got it to go.
Down low, back the other way. Spalding answers with a nice dish after the assist from Harley. 19-point lead for Central State. Behind the arc, firing a three is Armstead. Backside, the rebound goes inside to Smith. She can't convert on the putback, but it comes clear to the Lady Tigers once again. Now they throw it away to the Lady Marauders. Central State with a 4-on-3. Edwards behind the arc. She'll hold things up.
Spacing wasn't right on that previous play on the interior post pass, and here it comes the other way. And who's going to guard the ball here?
Somebody picks it up finally as Edwards pushes inside the paint. Had the jump shot available to her as she decided to take it.
Like, come on, this is too easy. Come on and guard me.
So you can foul me, and I'll make it really easy from the free throw line. Edwards from Aurora, Illinois. And good on that first free throw.
I think I've been to Illinois once. I went to a Southern Illinois Salukis game.
Ooh.
This is back when, before they moved up in classification. They played Winston-Salem State back in the 90s. Oh, that was a long car ride. The whole radio crew in a Ford Taurus. Oh, boy.
Yeah. I remember playing, I can't remember, I think it was a classic or something up in Michigan, and took a road trip with Mark Gray.
Oh, yeah.
From Heritage Sports Radio Network. Boy, that was a long trip.
Yeah.
We probably have a lot of stories in our basket on that. Boy.
Yeah. Econo rental van and me spent a lot of time together in the 90s.
Shot inside the paint there by Smith is off the mark, but the turnover comes right back to the Lady Tigers. And on the inside, Bay's going to be fouled. She'll go to the free throw line.
Sure, Mark Gray is somewhere near or en route to Charlotte this week. He's usually a fixture and a mainstay at the CIAA tournament, which kicked off yesterday, I think. Yesterday.
Yep.
So Division II basketball is in postseason mode right now.
Bay good on that first free throw. As Edwards makes it back out on the floor, she'll replace Chervelle Cox in the Central State lineup. We're at 1:47 remaining in the third. Bay's good from the free throw line, 51-32. As Danette comes back out on the floor for Coach Rice and Benedict. It'll be Spalding to inbound it. A correction, that's Russell to inbound it for Central State. Over to Spalding. Now over to Jade Davis, who just got back out on the floor. Right side, Edwards. Hard push to her left and a whistle. Trying to catch up with her. They're going to call the foul. It'll go against Andresha Smith, the junior.
I was talking about postseason that jarred my memory to take a look at the latest NCAA regional standings for Division II. Morehouse still the #1 team in the South. Clark Atlanta is now #4. Claflin #6.
Boy.
Benedict up to #9.
Wow.
4 SIAC schools in the top 10. I tell you, there's an outside.
Sure.
Benedict would be the team that would have to go on a run.
Absolutely. They would almost they'd have to win this tournament, no question about it.
Yep.
Down at the block, right-handed hook shot there by Smith is off the mark. Players giving chase, and Stinnett runs it down for the Lady Tigers. Jones.
Oh.
Contact there. She runs into Russell, right side.
Yeah, there was a meeting in the ladies' room right there on that play.
Russell just ambushed her on her way to the basket.
Oh, Claflin, they're going to need to do well. They're right at #6. Another win or two, and that might have them feeling a little better. I think Clark Atlanta, win or lose, is going to have a postseason.
Indeed.
Don't think they're in a necessarily have to win the SIAC. Same deal, obviously, for Morehouse.
Sure. Need a little bit more help for Claflin and Benedict, though.
Yeah, Claflin at #6. Benedict would be on the outside looking in at #9. Top 8 teams.
They'd have to do extremely well in the tournament, Tolly, and perhaps get some help from some of the other schools that are ranked up there as well.
Yeah. You never know who could fall out. Some of these other schools we didn't talk about. Touchdown!
And it's completed. Down near the end zone and a whistle.
A touchdown and a lateral to go along.
Sure. Spalding did a good job of controlling that basketball.
If this had been the NFL, would that have been a catch?
Good call.
What constitutes a catch? Did she make a basketball move when she?
Yeah, it wasn't a basketball move. That's what it'll come down to, right? She's at the free throw line, made a basketball move there, converting on that free throw. Second of 2, same thing. So Spalding now with 6 points in the ball game. And it's a 54-34 lead for Central State. Toward the rack, a hard bank shot there by Smith.
That was a rocket.
Ooh, yeah. Looking for a little glass break there. Harley with 46 seconds left, just in front of their bench. Top of the key now with the pass to Davis.
Away from the ball, that's going to be a foul on Benedict.
They call the foul on Andresha Smith. So
It's her
Smith
fourth.
picks up her fourth with that one. Yep. And that'll send Cox to the free throw line to shoot here for Central State. Cox knocks down the first one. Cox with 5 in the basketball game. Perfect from the free throw line. Now 2 of 2 from there. Jones quickly across the timeline here for the Lady Tigers of Benedict. Right side's to net. They bounce it inside and pushed right back out is Smith. Now posting up left side, Bay to the rack, and that's nicely done by Anna Bay. Right side, underneath, drawing the foul is Day. Invited the contact there from Bay. Bay obliged, and she picked up her fourth.
Yeah, with that height disadvantage, no need to go vertical. Make that horizontal leap. Draw some contact.
Davis shooting here. She's got 6 in the ball game. Now 7 with that free throw.
Perfect form at the line.
There's 14 seconds left in the third. Starting to look more and more like these Lady Marauders of Central State are going to push on to the semifinal ball game, even with a quarter of basketball left. Across the floor now, Bay on the move. Got it to the rack, banked it there, and she drew a foul. Shot fell off, but a good effort there by Bay. She'll be at the line.
I'm noticing this sign of unison with the Central State players and their headbands that aren't your traditional, just kind of elastic ones. These tie in the back like a neat little bow.
I see that more in tennis with that type sweatband on the head. From the line. First free throw is good by Bay. She got one more coming here. She's got 10 in the ball game. 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Got the second as well. Cameron Bostock back out on the floor, trying to get out on the floor now for Coach Rice. Bay said that obviously you're shooting a 3-point shot there, and she has a third free throw coming. So she got all 3 from the line.
Still a lot of work to do, Charles. I was looking up at the scoreboard trying to do some arithmetic on that.
Sure.
Like, oh boy, it's, yeah.
It's 22 there. As we come to the end of the third period. 57-39 lead for the Lady Marauders of Central State over the Lady Tigers of Benedict. We'll step out for a break, bringing the fourth. It's this final quarterfinal game here at Will Harris Arena. The gang is all here from HBCU Game Day. Charles Ward, Holly Carr, and Toby Durham. He's from Raleigh.
Guess what? Guess what we were doing during the timeout? We were doing the shoop. The shoop dance to the shoop song.
They were doing it.
Well, I got excited when I saw it because I recognized it. I was like, oh, this is the shoop.
Yeah.
Charles said, yeah.
Back on the floor, Jones works it right side in traffic. Basketball knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to the Lady Tigers of Benedict. As we start the fourth, Benedict 11 of 40 from the floor for 28% shooting. And the Lady Marauders of Central State north of 50%, 20 of 39. Armstead with a reverse lay-in there to cut it to 57-41. Out front now, Spalding handles. Shovel pass inside to Edwards, foul line extended, turns with the jumper, missed on that one. Rebound, Stinnett and the Lady Tigers. Stinnett down at the block in traffic and threw it away. Turnover, Chevelle Cox got that steal for the Lady Marauders. Left side now. Destiny Russell with the basketball, way away from the basket. She was thinking
about it.
Yes, she was. Really was. Edwards pushes in, and she will draw the foul.
What would my coach say if I went off script, hit this NBA three, but I made it?
I'll find out when I'm headed to the bench.
We were talking about regional rankings. I just switched over to the women's side. I don't see any SIAC schools who have made the top 10 in the South region here. Oh, Central State, I'm sorry. I was looking right past them. Central State is the number 18 in the
Central State?
Oh, no, yeah, Ohio. Yeah. Central State.
They're ranked 8th?
Yeah.
21 and 5 and 5 and 13. That'll get you ranked.
Number 8. Sometimes I have to think about my geography. Wilberforce, Central State, Ohio. Yep.
I was just up there this past football season.
The Marauders, man, you talk about a rich history.
Oh, yeah, is it ever.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
They were the U before the U.
I was up there collecting T-shirts, as I often do at each HBCU, trying to see if I can get one from every school. So, football game at Miles playing Central State on their campus. And as you indicated, Wilberforce right next door to it, so I just kind of sashayed over to the Wilberforce campus. And this was like maybe 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday. And I happened to catch 2 of the administrators out in the parking lot. They were out there talking about golf. And I was trying to see if the bookstore was open. They were like, well, no, we don't really have a bookstore. But the director of admissions, she's on her way back to campus. She might have a shirt for you.
Charles said, I'll be right here.
So we talked for a while, talked a little bit of golf, and then she pulled up in the car, and sure enough, took me into her office and gave me a Wilberforce T-shirt.
Added to the collection.
Yeah. It was a T-shirt for recruitment for freshmen coming in, and it had kind of an Army design to it, that fatigue-type design.
Right.
Haven't sported that bad boy yet, kind of waiting.
Well, we will have to give you a HBCU Game Day T-shirt to add to your collection.
Oh, yeah, I would love that.
We'll have to make
you
that
got
happen.
it with you?
Well, slightly loved. I have a slightly loved version.
Let's go with a slightly hated one. A fully hated one will work for me.
We'll get you a fresh one.
Down low, they try to push it inside to Spalding and a whistle.
Well, she was sitting on the baseline and caught the ball, and that officially made the ball out of bounds.
7:33 remains in this quarterfinal basketball game. Lady Marauders of Central State trying to see if they can't push on to semifinal action on Friday.
Add another 2 to the docket there to push the lead up to 59-41.
Stay on this course. They'll either meet the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State or the Lady Rams of Albany State, who play tomorrow at 5:30 to determine which of those teams will push.
Nice.
Inside Stinnett on the stop and hop, and she got the basket.
Strong move. Had to split that double team, but you got to get back on defense here.
Edwards behind the fray, and she got the lay-in. So under 7 minutes remains. And Coach Rice only looking on now. Stinnett hard inside the paint again. Shot that one hard. Backside rebound and putback though by Bostic. So good job there by Bostic with her first 2 of the ball game. Harley right side to Davis. Cross dribble by her all the way through underneath. Shot rejected. Body contact, and Davis back to the line.
Putting her body on the line there, going in there with the trees, but she drew the contact. She is pretty adept at putting her body between the defender and the ball.
6:30 remains. Davis from the line, 3 of 6.
Hey, these cheerleaders are going to have to pace themselves because they can't go anywhere.
Going to be right back at duty.
These same 2 teams, the guys are going to, same 2 schools, the guys will be out here and they're going to have to do it all over again.
So we're not the only ones pulling double duty here, huh?
That's right. Don't use up all your shoop out there.
Well, there's plenty of shoop to go around, I'm sure.
You have to switch to the other leg.
Shoop on the off leg. It's the net. Rattles a 3-point shot. That's off the mark. Rebound comes away to the Lady Marauders. They'll run the floor, but they can't run that pass down. Davis just out of her reach. Harley led her too far on the pass. 6:17 remains in this final quarter. Inside, nice bounce on the inside by White. White created a little bit of separation with the shoulder.
Yep.
And got the space she needed for the jumper.
That's all it takes to kind of jar that defender off of you.
5:55. Also can expect the whistles to relax a little bit in this contest as well. 62-47. As Davis handles in the corner, and we got a whistle. Timeout taken by head coach LaTanya McDowell. And it'll come with 5:46 remaining in the ball game. And we'll step out for a break as well. This is HBCU Game Day coverage of the SIAC Tournament. We are back live inside the Bill Harris Arena after the timeout. 5:46 remains in this quarterfinal ball game. Lady Marauders with the basketball, half court set, and they get a couple there from outside by Banks. So Banks with the 3-point shot there builds the Marauder lead to 65-47. Down on the other end, and the basket inside by Makisha Moore. So they trade baskets, but the Lady Marauders benefit. They got one more on the 3.
Yep, 3 for 2 when you're down. That's not a winning hand.
Harley out front. Harley on the game with 18 points. Inside the paint, down near the block. This time, Banks giving it up to the shorter Spalding at the block. Better advised to shoot that one. Had some space there.
Yep, went with the extra pass, but maybe not the best move on that possession. The Central State up now 65-49.
Bay set to come in next dead ball. Turnover number 27 there for the Lady Tigers of Benedict. Edwards trying to bounce it inside the paint. It'll stay with the Lady Marauders. So Bay back out onto the floor. And with 4:49 left in this basketball game, chance for us to think about a little slight wager here.
No, what do we have
any
going?
interest here at courtside? What will be the number of turnovers for the Lady Tigers? We're right now at 27 with 4:40 remaining.
31.
31. 33 there, says Mr. Durham from Raleigh.
Charles says $1.
I know, right? You guys are way off. I'm going to push north of that. Final, Toby, you had 33, right? I see 35 coming here.
35. All right. 31, 33, 35.
Edwards at the line shooting.
We are just the side bet crew here.
Lady Tigers with 39 in their opening round win over Tuskegee. The results are going to be markedly different, though, with the turnovers they had tonight against the #1 team in the West, the Lady Marauders of Central State.
Tell you what, I probably wouldn't like to play spades with Charles. I can tell you right now, he overbooks.
Kind of an anxious guy, right? Aggressive. I see 10.
I'm going to wipe the board with all of you.
We're up to 28 now after that turnover. And that was a mere 10 seconds. We might all be low here. Edwards feeds Spalding. Now on the weave, that's Harley. Across the floor, Edwards, get a good look there, missed on the jump shot. Rebound now to Armstead. Over to Jones. Jones runs the floor underneath, and they'll get her for the offensive foul.
Which counts as a turnover.
It does. Jones picks up her second. And we're down to 4:05 remaining. Stinnett set to come in for the Lady Tigers.
Is the four corners outlawed in college basketball now?
Maybe the shot clock will prevent that. You could just do it every time and just run it out that way.
Imagine that back in the day.
Sure.
You can't beat Carolina and they just go out in the four corners.
First lead they got, that was it. At the block, nicely done with the entry pass, and Cox got the basket.
I'll tell you what, they unfairly get credit for inventing that. It was actually John McClendon who invented the four corners. Naismith Hall of Famer who coached at North Carolina Central. He learned basketball under Dr. John Naismith himself. Also coached at Tennessee State as well.
Indeed, that's what my association was with him at Tennessee State.
Yeah. I actually went to school with his grandson.
Did you really?
Yeah, his grandson, Maurice Banks, a classmate of mine. Lived in the same freshman dorm at Winston-Salem State, and he's his grandson.
So guess what, guys? We're up to 30.
I'm out. I can tell already.
Spalding.
Knowing the
timeline.
hold
Floater by her. Spinner pops out of the rack, though. Had a good look. Tried to put it down. Whistles in the backcourt. It's going to be a foul called there on Chevelle Cox, the junior for Central State.
I'm going Kenny Rogers here. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. I'm about to run.
Jones across the timeline now. We're down to 3:19 remaining in the basketball game. Entry pass on the inside. That's Smith. And we're going to have a foul called on the inside. So Smith had 5 points, 7 rebounds in the first round ball game for the Lady Tigers of Benedict. Tonight, only 2 points for her. Not able to get going.
I have to give it up to the success of CSU cheer. They are 19 deep in, what do you think, farthest trip of anyone here?
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah. No, without a doubt.
Biggest squad, farthest trip. hats off, Central State.
Indeed. Hats off to my boy Nick Novi, the sports information director at Central State.
Best hats
indeed.
Boy.
Yeah.
Gave us we can't put it on until after the tournament, so we won't show any partisanship.
Sure. But
boy,
Nick, you can be sure that's going to be worn. I was up there. I got some good gear because we were up there for homecoming with the Miles football game this year.
Yeah.
And good gear up there, man. Really good prices too.
Man, you got the fatigue shirt. You got a hat. You're just on top of it.
And they really do that nice job with the homecoming environment on the campus up there. Take a look at this instant replay coming up here on the Marauders side of the floor. Harley out front, now left side on the push. And that was an excellent entry pass there from Fallon Edwards on that easy lay-in.
Nice little triangle, low post up to the free throw line, back to the low post, had the defense on their heels. Great ball movement.
Toby Durham still showing off with the highlight reels here inside the SIAC tournament. Just can't say enough about being so happy of being a part of this HBCU game day production. Good job here from the SIAC tournament.
Yeah, we've just grown on each other the last 3 days, and
we'll be fighting by Friday.
Charles, stop talking.
Harley at the block. Back out front now. 8 to shoot. Jumper. Foul line extended, and Banks cans it there. 2:45 remains. Lady Tigers half-court set. Jones out front. Across the floor to Bay. Bay on the move, left side. Tapped away, and there we go with turnover number 31.
I still have a shot.
Yeah, you do.
I still have a shot. Coach Rice still coaching his team. He still want to see execution. I think he probably in the back of his mind knows he's not going to come away with a victory today, but still want to go out executing all the things you practice.
Edwards to the line. Luke commits that foul, so she picks up her 5th, and she departs this quarterfinal basketball game. Does so with 2:24 left in the contest, and she finished with 6 points and 1 steal. Beg your pardon, 1 steal for the Lady Tigers of Benedict.
All SIAC performers. She'll be back, just a junior. Sure, this will kind of be a stickler for her during the offseason, wanting to come back even stronger next year for her senior campaign.
Fallon Edwards, the junior for the Lady Marauders. She's turned in a fine performance in this quarterfinal ball game. Converts on those 2 free throws, and she goes up to 16-point total. Jones back the other way, all the way through, blocked inside, and the whistle going to go. Banks commits that foul. So Banks picks up her 4th. With 2:19 remaining. Jabri Jones, the junior, to the line for the Lady Tigers. Missed on the first of 2. Jones with 11 points in the ball game. Central State in this basketball game, 3 players in double figures. Harley with 18, Edwards with 15, and Cox with 10. White back out on the floor now for the Lady Tigers of Benedict College. Benedict led by Ayanna Bay with her 12 points, as well as 12 from Jabri Jones after that free throw she just hit there. In the backcourt, Spalding now. Trying to work through a double team. Got it across the mid-stripe with the pass. Now turnover by the Lady Marauders. And in the backcourt now is White with the basketball and a whistle. Harley commits the foul.
I'd like to say hello to Dawn Green. Dawn Green on Twitter. She's a friend of HBCU Game Day. Said she wasn't able to make it out to Birmingham today for the tournament, but she was watching her rooting interest, Clark Atlanta University women's basketball, earlier today. She was watching and hanging out with us on YouTube. So Dawn Green, thanks for being a part of the show today.
She's got to be happy with what she saw because her Lady Panthers won it 60-54 over the Lady Bears and Miles. And Dawn, you'll get a chance to see them if you're not here on Friday. They'll be back in action in semifinal basketball here at Bill Harris Arena. But we would much rather see you here. You can tweet from here.
Well, Dawn works for the Atlanta Voice, so she's involved in the coverage of these fine schools in the SIAC. So I would not be surprised if Dawn makes her way here on Friday. But if not, Dawn, if you don't make it, keep hanging out with us.
Thanks for that presence. Moore from the line. Got them both there.
Got a tweet there from CSU Athletics. Thanks for their retweet. Whoa. Everybody
Edwards.
on press row grab. Look how fast Toby runs.
Toby doing all that just to catch a stray miniature basketball. Imagine what he would do when the equipment's on the line.
Boy, all down press row, people are grabbing cameras, laptops.
Black Panther there. Toby on the move.
Forever. Good
Jump
work.
ball call as Jones gets tied up on the inside with 1:44 left.
Yeah, go Marauders, CSU Athletics. Providing a little shout out on Twitter, letting everyone know that we have the coverage. Appreciate that for real.
And what's your number now on the turnovers?
I had 31.
Oh, you're sitting there. You're right there on it. Whistles on the penetration there by Moore.
Might remind everyone when we had another side bet on how many rebounds Kendarius Ash would get a couple of days ago. I won that one.
Turn his mic down, Toby.
Yep.
Yeah, just quiet him on that.
I'll yell through yours.
Can't stop me. It's the net back out on the floor now as Bay takes a seat.
If you're just tuning in, I promise we're not always so.
Yeah, we tend to behave a little better than what we're doing right now. Timeout taken by the Lady Tiger, the Marauders of Central State. They took it with 1:29 remaining, leading at 72-54.
Well, 1:29, like you said, it's all over except for the, how does the saying go? It's all over except for the
shouting?
Yeah, there you go. It's all over except for the shouting.
So the Lady Marauders of Central State will be playing Friday here in semifinal basketball action. They will defeat the Lady Tigers of Benedict.
Central State with some fans out there. Armand Wilson wanted to wish the women's basketball team from Central State good luck today. They received that luck and some.
There is the 32nd turnover of the ball game for the Lady Tigers of Benedict.
Sometimes they go back and reconcile the stat books. You know that, right?
Yeah, I heard they did that last night, and I actually won that bet with Ash.
Oh, no. I was believing you for a second.
Had a serious start to that, didn't I? I know. They revised my revision, and you won. Right?
You wrote me in on that.
From the line, that's Russell with that basket.
Yeah, but keep the activity going on Twitter. We have the live stream up on Twitter as well as YouTube, our website, our Fire TV app. But if you put the hashtag SIAC, say something good, support your squad, or be funny. Whatever works on Twitter that we can put on the air. If we like it, we'll.
Sure, throw it up. Bay left side all the way through with the shot. Missed there. And a whistle down at the block. Oh, how about the chant going on behind us here, Toby?
Oh, they're breaking it down. Let's see if I can record that on my phone over my shoulder.
Good call.
Oh, man, they didn't keep it going.
Russell. Out front to Harley. Edwards, a correction on the inside. They got it to Edwards. She's fouled.
You know what will make this tournament absolutely complete and official for me if at least one of these games, and we're not even to the halfway point, get down to the final moments, and a section of people pull out those car keys.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think we may see that perhaps in Friday's semifinal ball game when the crew following Morehouse comes. If they are able to win that contest in the semifinals, it's one of their kind of marquee trades. It's at the end of the ball game. You hear it. You know, you've seen it over at Forbes. You get a lot of keys rattling and jangling over there.
Yep, jangling, 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 jangling.
Which means it's time to start the vehicle.
Warm up the bus.
And get going. Out front now with the jumper way outside. That shot's off the mark. And a whistle inside on the rebound. It'll be Armstead, the freshman at the line to shoot here for the Lady Tigers. Missed on the fresh. It's the net out on the floor now for the Lady Tigers. Coach Rice trying to get some other players out there. Kiara Petway, the junior, with her first spurt into tournament play.
Charles, is this what it feels like to have a supporting choir when you're, you know, being backed up by a...
I don't know. I'm not a minister.
Well, turn around and preach to the choir right now because they're behind us.
26.7 seconds left.
Oh, no, Reverend Charles Ward, that has a ring to it.
Sure. Just don't pass me the collection plate, all right?
Quiet money only.
I'll go from pulpit minister to jailhouse minister.
Hey, Justin Fry, he's proud of those Lady Marauders representing. Keep pressing forward. Hashtag great win. Hashtag SIAC. We see you, Justin.
Yes, sir. Thanks for chiming in. Lady Marauders making him proud this afternoon. 75-54.
Oh, I got to get back on my job here. Who are we going to talk to?
Looks like it's going to be LaTanya McDole, head coach of the Lady Marauders of Central State.
I leave you for a game, and I forget what I'm supposed to do. I'm the coach wrangler.
That's your official title, huh? Put that on the back of your HBCU game day shirt. Yeah, right. Slightly loved, right? Free throw there by Russell is good. 26 seconds remains.
Okay.
77-54. Timeout taken by Coach James Rice and the Lady Tigers of Benedict.
I have on a slightly loved game day shirt right now.
Oh boy, yeah.
This white used to be pearly white. It might be a little on the.
Just trying to see what I'm in store for.
Oh,
yeah.
This is nice, man.
Nice. Yeah. I know that.
Hey, I designed the logo myself, so it's a totally authentic TC experience. I got more Instagram magic happening behind me here. I know people here think I'm like a stalker. Every time they start dancing,
what's he doing, right?
I come running over with my camera. I'm not a stalker. I'm just doing it for the culture, for social media, so
sure,
everyone else
right.
who's not here
as you go back down into your basement, right?
The only thing in my basement are Barbie dolls and Minnie Mouse and.
To the rack now after the missed shot. Put back there by White and whistles inside.
The rest of the stuff my children have just filled our house with.
It's taken over, huh?
Well, that's a staple right there. I'm so glad. Fill in your school.
Yep. Insert your school name here.
So hard to be up. Fill in your school right here.
Sure. When I was at FAMU, I thought that was unique to us until I really got into HBCU sports and found out.
Wait, everybody does
Come on,
this?
y'all stole that from us, right? Say it. Oh. That's just some of that North Carolina stuff, man.
No, your name was not on that registrar's list. You cannot say that.
Whistles in the backcourt. So the Lady Tigers of Benedict College made a run in the first round of the tournament. Not the best year for Coach James Rice with a 9-16 mark in the regular season. But you know that Coach Rice in his 6th year, coming back for his 7th next year real soon, will be a different thing for them altogether.
Yeah.
In his 6-year period at Benedict College, 3 championship rings, 5 title game appearances by the Lady Tigers under him, and 4 SIAC East Division championships, along with 4 NC2A South Region appearances. So a young man with a lot of tradition and building his own legacy there at Benedict College.
And Central State, they remember the pain of last year being oh so close. So a little extra sugar on this win.
16 seconds remains.
Speaking of sugar, do you grow butterscotch in your backyard?
I have a tree.
Golly. Are you going to a parade when you leave here, Santa Claus?
I also have a processing plant right near the tree. We bag them right there.
It's going to be throwing out candy on the streets of
Sure.
Birmingham.
The Candyman can.
Oh, they have their keys out. They have their keys out. Tay, baby. She has the keys out at home. Well, jangling,
Inside
jangling,
runner.
jangling.
Inside the paint, back to the rack again. 2, 3 looks there by the Lady Tigers on this final set here, as they got to put back on the inside by Bostic. So that will make your final score in this quarterfinal ball game. Central State with a 78-56 win over the Lady Tigers of Benedict College. So the Lady Marauders will push on into the semifinals on Friday at 5:30. They will meet the winner of the Albany State Kentucky State ball game in quarterfinal action. We'll have that coverage for you here tomorrow from the Bill Harris Arena to determine which team earns the right to meet the Lady Marauders. So Central State winners in this quarterfinal ball game. One more quarterfinal coming to you here from the Bill Harris Arena after this contest. But right now, as the Lady Marauders celebrate at midcourt, we have the extreme pleasure of being joined by head coach LaTanya McDowell for the Lady Marauders of Central State. Coach, congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much. We put in a lot of hard work and preparation for this game. The ladies came out and maintained the scout report and stayed focused.
A team in the Lady Tigers of Benedict that you played during the course of the year beat them by 10 there. Difficult task to do it back-to-back in the same year, particularly here at the tournament. What would you telling your team coming into the tournament as you met them in the quarterfinals today?
Absolutely, you are correct. It was a tough, game. Definitely tough to beat somebody twice, let alone in the tournament, because it's March Madness you go into, and everyone's coming to play. They understand that last game can happen here or at the tournament, so everybody leaves it on the court. So throughout the week, watching the bracket, we continue to tell our ladies to stay focused, understand this is business, understand that we need to make sure we're doing the fundamental things, as far as moving your feet on the defensive end, running your hands into the pass, boxing out, because they are big. And at times they do have a height advantage over us throughout the course of the game. So just, doing those fundamentals. And those ladies, I commend them because they stayed focused, like I said earlier today, and they put the hard work in for this game.
Shot 50% from the floor in this ball game, 25 of 50 in the contest. Notable presence from Giara Harley, and you got a great performance out of Edwards as well.
Absolutely. Those girls are capable of putting up big numbers, and a lot of times we have players that show up for the big game, and tonight everybody showed up and collectively, got the job done. Like I said, it was a hard-fought battle, and our seniors remember this is the team that beat them in the championship last year. So they wanted to, make sure they came out and got this win. It was personal for those ladies.
So you avenge it with a 78-56 win. That means you push into the semifinals on Friday, and that means you'll meet either the Lady Rams of Albany State or the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State. They play in their quarterfinals tomorrow. Any preference from you as to which team you'd like to see in the semifinals? Absolutely not. Just whoever wins, we're going to, prepare and scout and do what we need to do to prepare for either team. Now, you have a day's break between now and the semifinals on Friday. How will you approach today, tomorrow? Well, we're going to get some rest. We're going to first come out and cheer our fellas on tonight. We'll get some rest. We'll do the ice baths and the tubs at the hotel, get the ladies off their feet,
and go to practice tomorrow focused and prepared to work on individual things that we need to do for ourselves. Once we figure out who we're playing, then we'll start that process.
Coach, you win it in the semifinal ball game this afternoon over the Lady Tigers of Benedict College. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you back here on Friday in the semifinals.
Thank you very much.
Head coach LaTanya McDowell as her Lady Marauders push on to the semifinals with a 78-56 win over the Lady Tigers of Benedict College. Congratulations to Coach McDowell and the Lady Marauders. We'll step out for a timeout. When we come back, we'll get you set with our final quarterfinal ball game of today here from the Bill Harris Arena. That'll feature the same teams. This time it'll be the Marauders of Central State meeting the Tigers of Benedict College. All the coverage right here ahead. We're live on HBCU Game Day.